Average days as a student over here are pretty much wake up just like you do everywhere else and go to class. You usually have classes anywhere between 8 to sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon. After that, it's usually training, so we train here at 4 o'clock. I guess it varies every school. Go to train, 2 hours training, come back, do homework. Depending on whether you have a game or not, then sort of prepare for the rest of the week or the weekend when you play your games.
During season, obviously, we have to get up. Obviously, food comes a big part of it. Have your breakfast, then go straight to practice. All depend on when our coach makes practices, and then obviously go to class. Every day you've got to get your school work done so you can carry on playing. Then depending on away games, home games, you have your plan going up to that. Then yeah.
So being a student athlete, first thing you do is you go to class in the mornings, and then every day you'll have practice in the afternoon normally, or evening time. You'll run through your things for the week. So if you've got a game at the end of the week, you'll go through your opponent and how they're going to line up, how your coach wants you to line up, do some possession, shooting, whatever you need to work on that week really. That's pretty much the highlight of most of your days. Get to play football every day.
Yeah, there's a lot of sort of scouting. Obviously, there'll be some video reviews of opponents. Coach will usually pick out the dangerous players, the players to look out for, how teams set up. Very professional in that regard. Playing for games, preparing for games, it's very professional in how we do it. Obviously, there are sort of rules you try to abide by. As for how many games we play, it really depends on how successful a season you have. Most regular seasons are about 17, 18 games long, with a couple of scrimmages, so maybe a 19-game season, and then obviously there's post-season. So if you make a run into the conference tournament and you make the national tournament, you could be looking at sort of 23, 24, 25 games in the space of 3.5 months.
Well, basically we have to go to a big room. It's like a little cinema room type thing, and we watch our opposition team. We study there every player, how they play, what type of players they have. We go through a scouting report, and we basically just work on that right throughout practices leading up to the game. Soccer, it'll be my freshman year. We made it to the semi-final of the National Cup, eventually getting beat by the team who went on to win the National Cup. We lost on penalty kicks, so that was a bit devastating, but that was my best memory.
My best memory was this season. I scored in the opening game of the season as captain, which was the first time I've been a captain as well, which was nice, coming off injuries like torn ACLs and stuff like that, so that was a big deal for me to get back into the season. I've been playing every game since, so that's definitely my best memory for me, at home as well, which was nice. And my best memory outside of soccer was we had a weekend off once, and so it happened that Swedish House Mafia were playing in Toronto.
The brilliant thing about coming out here as an international student is you have so many options. You can stay here and you can work. You can try to continue to play. You can pursue your education further through ways like being a graduate assistant. Going back to school and getting your masters for 2 years, which would basically be paid for. Free education, and you get to stay inside the game. You'll be a respected coach at an institution, much like the one that you study at. So for me, I'm still a little unsure as to what I'm going to do. I have a lot of options, but my main priority would be to continue to play. Whether that's over here at a higher level in college, that's still the aim. That's still where I want to go. If not, I'm sure that the sort of things I've done over here and the avenues I've opened will...
I want to get into the coaching side, so as soon as I finish college, university, I want to get into coaching. I want to do all my coaching badges and then get involved in all clubs, and then hopefully get further and further, and you never know, one day be coaching a college level team or even higher. In honesty, it's meeting all the new people, all the new faces, people from all around the world. You have people from Europe, South America, Africa, Australia, obviously America, and it's just basically great getting to see how they play, all the different cultures involved with each other. So yeah.
Been a better player since I've been out here. Just the chance to work with other players from other countries. The culture of football's different. The style of play, when you work in a team that's got 8 Brazilians, you learn to keep the ball. When you've got a team with 3-4 Americans playing that are just very quick, very fit, you have to be equally as quick, as fit to compete against them. So you learn all sides of the game, really, how to pass, a better passer of the ball, better possession teams. Sometimes you have to be direct. So you learn the tactics, you learn everything being out here, really. It's a really good opportunity. I'd recommend it to anyone.
100%. There's no doubt in my mind that since I came here 3.5 years ago, that I've improved as a player massively, not just mentally but also physically. Going on the question about sort of our off season, we do have a very rigorous lifting schedule. The athleticism over here that I've sort of witnessed is unparalleled. I mean, any players that sort of lacking in the technical department, they usually make up to it in their sort of physical capacity, physical abilities. Their guys are very big, very strong, very quick over here. So there is a big emphasis on working out, getting stronger, and for me, that's been a massive help to me and my development as a player. It's actually a lot better than I thought it was when I came out here originally. I was playing sort of semi-professional standard back home when I was sort of in high school. And I thought that was a great standard. I thought that was about as high as you could get without sort of going professional. But when I got here, I was pretty shocked at just how high the standard is. I mean, guys are quicker out here. Guys are stronger. You've got, especially in the NAIA and all the leagues, you've got such a wide variety of nationalities. You've got Spanish guys, you've got English guys, you've got Scottish guys, you've got Australians, you've got players from all over the world, South America, and some of these guys are coming from top football backgrounds. They're playing with professional clubs, they might be released, they come out here, and it's just a really, really high standard. Across the board, every single league, whether it's Division 1 or Division 3 or NAIA, you've got some unreal players in every single league. It was definitely a shock when I got here.
To be honest, before I come out here, I genuinely didn't think the standard was going to be that good. When we went to Dallas in 2011, we ended up winning it, but the standard was it was very, very good. That was just playing against American teams. And then when I got out here, I didn't realise how many foreigners they actually were out here, and the standard is honestly very, very good, and it's continuously getting better and better as the years go on.
The professors are brilliant. If you have to go away for a games, they know beforehand. You can go speak to them. They're always in their office, and they'll give you time to catch up on work or let you know what you've missed. You don't really fall behind. It's not a big deal as long as you go and see them. The same with your coach. Your coach will speak to them if things aren't going your way. If you've got work that you've missed and it's for a reason that maybe you and your coach know about, they can speak to and work stuff out.
Well, the big one is the one off season, which will be spring break, where everyone from university, colleges, they go to a certain destination and party for a week. So if you enjoy letting your hair down out of season, that's probably one of the biggest holidays of the year for me. And then obviously you have your Thanksgiving, where you just eat a lot, and that's obviously all the American holidays, which they're all good.
Spring break, we went down to Florida. That was definitely a good time. You get to all the schools around at the same time have spring break, so you get down there, you get a week off, you can just chill out, have a few drinks, just whatever you want to do really. Book hotels, stay in. They got pools, jacuzzis, food as well if that's what you want to pay for. It's just great, and it's much cheaper than back home. Every team has their own athletic trainer assigned to them. It's what we would call physio back home. So you just with the rehab that you need for a torn ACL, you just have to make an appointment with them every day. They'll be very accommodating. You can choose the time, whatever's best around your classes, around practice, whatever. And you just go see them. They'll give you exercises for the day, for a couple of days. You'll get the ice, you'll get this electric therapy treatment. They got all sorts of stuff that I've never seen back home, but I've come back fitter and better than ever, so it definitely works.
Pre-season is 100% full on. You know, it's 24/7 every day. You'll have usually 2 a days, sometimes 3 a days. You obviously eat as a team. You train, you come back, you eat again, you train again, you go to sleep, you wake up and you do it all again. You know, it's very, very rigorous from start to finish, and it is designed to get guys fit in 2 weeks. You know, season starts, you know, and 2 weeks of pre-season, and then the season's in full swing before you know it. So it's very rigorous, very intense, and overall just a great experience. You know, you don't have classes to go to, so for me it's one of the best times of the year. 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that since I came here 3.5 years ago, that I've improved as a player massively, not just mentally and but also physically. Going on the question about sort of our off season, we do have a very rigorous lifting schedule. The athleticism over here that I've sort of witnessed is unparalleled. I mean, any players that sort of lacking in the technical department, they usually make up to it in their sort of physical capacity, you know, physical abilities. You know, the guys are very big, very strong, very quick over here. So there is a big emphasis on working out, you know, getting stronger, and for me that's been a massive help to me and my development as a player.
Usually you have a sort of a gym plan that he gives you, so there'll be areas, say if you're slow, you'll be working on sort of power, strength exercises, full body mostly. You'll be in the gym, say Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually before class, so you'll have to get up at sort of 7 a.m, 6:30, go work out hour and a half, get breakfast, go to class, and then you might still practice in the afternoon as well, but it all pays off in the end because it does work. It's a lot more physical than back home over here, but it's worth it.
The national tournament is down in Delray Beach in Florida. It's basically exactly the kind of place you want to go for the national tournament. You know, it's beautiful. It's an unreal experience. You know, I was lucky enough to go last year. My school, obviously being here in Iowa, it was amazing to get out of Iowa and sort of be around that environment with the best 16 teams in the country all there. You know, there was some top class players and just some unreal soccer on show. The goals for this year are the same. We'd like to get down to our conference tournament in Georgia and win there. You know, be conference champions, and then obviously we have a tricky round of 32 tie if we do that, which we would hope to have at home. If we won that, that would obviously take us to the last 16 national tournament in Florida. So as a team, they're the kind of goals this year. You know, win as many games as possible, keep the season alive as long as possible. From a personal standpoint, it is very statistics based over here. So obviously as a striker, I'm pretty mindful of how many goals I've scored. You know.
Only advice I've got, if you're thinking about it, do it. Don't sit back, because it'll be the best thing you do, trust me. Get out here, do as much as you can to get out here, and it'll be worthwhile. I can promise you that.
I'd highly recommend coming to America. I know for a fact if I'd have stayed back home, I probably wouldn't have gone to university. I wouldn't end up with a degree, and I probably wouldn't still be playing football, to be honest, or maybe a Sunday league pub team or something like that. So I'm a better player now. I've got a degree under month's time. I can go home, I can get a better job. There's no negative side to coming out here.